Welcome, everyone. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Baker.
And I'm Specialist David Erskine. And we are ticking into the new year.
Yes.
A couple weeks in January, super cold. Actually, this morning I was checking out the news before I came into work, and massive blizzard in Iceland. Not that we live in Iceland, but massive blizzard in Iceland. A bunch of people got trapped and stuff. It was terrible. But it got me thinking, obviously, we don't have that same level of cold weather incident here in South Carolina, but we are prone to, especially in the upper state, we are prone to some nasty cold weather stuff, sometimes some ice and some snow. So headed into this part of the year, that's something to keep in mind for everybody out there. Big part of that, I think, for a lot of people is making sure your vehicles are squared away.
Because we're not used to the snow and the ice, and every couple years we'll get like flurries and stuff. 2 years ago, we had like
snow.
Yes, like I was trapped in Charleston for a week because it was just that bad, and I've never seen that. And I'm from the north, so I've never seen that down here, and it was kind of weird. But it's funny because they said that this year we were going to have a bad winter, and so far, like, I don't know where they got that from.
Well, see, and that's a misconception when people say winter down here in South. People say, oh, well, November, December starts.
But
our winter doesn't start till January, February.
But even up north, like my family in Pennsylvania, they haven't gotten snow like they normally get at this point in the year. And so I feel like January, February, and maybe even March, it's going to hit. Yeah,
it could be rough. Just make sure, your fluids and stuff are right, antifreeze and all that stuff, so your engine obviously doesn't freeze. Make sure you're, de-icing your vehicles. Don't drive with a sheet of ice on your windshield.
Oh my gosh.
I'm guilty of it. I've done it where you clear out that one little
just
hole.
enough. I've done it too when you're running late or whatever.
You're riding with your hot head sideways like this. Or you roll the window down and pull the Ace Ventura and stick your head out the car window and drive. I've done that too.
But it's dangerous. Well, not so much down here as up north, but say if we got ice and snow again like we did a couple years ago, like driving down the road and that stuff falling off your vehicles, that's a safety hazard. Yeah. So pushing all that excess stuff that's just chilling on the roof and on the trunk of the car and stuff definitely helps. So
yeah, so it's here. It's time of year where if it could happen, I guess it would happen around this time. So just, a little bit of prep work. Obviously, during the ice storms and stuff like that, there's always a chance of loss of power. So, make sure you have some, supplies and stuff around the house and know where your flashlights are and all that. I have 40 flashlights in my house and know exactly where 0 of them are. Because
I was about to say, do you even know where they are?
No. I have to go check with the 12-year-old to know where the flashlights are.
They're all like under his bed, neatly stacked.
He has them hidden all through the house. Who knows where they're actually at? Whenever we get close to a storm, I go, "Little, we need flashlights." Flashlights
and a whole basket of them appear.
Lanterns and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But he is the keeper of all light sources in the house for whatever reason. I don't know. He's been like that since he was like.
That's funny.
Little fascinated with them or whatever. So
yeah, my mom's gotten more involved in preparing because I don't remember if it was last year. I think it was the year before when I was in school. She was stuck at home by herself with the dogs, and I was in Maryland, and they were saying mandatory evacuation, like get out, this and that, and she's freaking out. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm miles away. I can't just drop everything and come down. Like, I was asking you guys for help and advice, and so now she has like solar panel light. She has like tub ladders. She is prepared. She has fans that you can charge your phone. Like she is prepared. We could probably open our own shelter, but you can only hold so many people in my small house.
That's right. So yeah, that's keep in mind, and then of course, obviously, your soldiers, your airmen can be affected by this also. We don't usually have, we still have a response to cold weather stuff, but
it's smaller than like our hurricane response.
Yeah, because usually a hurricane affects the whole state. Generally speaking, not always, but usually we're isolated to the upstate when we have, cold weather type situation, which, at that point in time, our tow truck crews and all that kind of stuff, they put in some work. Obviously, once again, as needed by the civilian authorities in South Carolina, because that's who we answer to and that's who we work for. We're not there to fix the storm issues. We're just there to help them as they need, because they really, once again, the civilian authorities and the people in South Carolina do a great job with all these things, whether it's hurricanes or ice storms or whatever it may be. We're just there to kind of gap fill for them. And so they know when to call us and they know when to tell us to stay at home. So that's really good stuff. And speaking of ice storms, and this was a few years back. This might have been about 5 years ago. Yeah, it would have been 5, maybe 6 years ago. Still working in the hospital. And the snow hit, and I was working night shift, and the whole day shift called out because they couldn't make it there.
Oh gosh, that has to suck.
Yeah, so we did about a 36 something hour run in the hospital. Work straight through or whatever. You have to. I mean, that's part of it. That comes with it. And the reason I bring that up is because, as y'all know, I've mentioned before, my wife's a nurse, and so we deal with that type of stuff in the household because there are times, and I think that in particular storm, she still had to go into work or whatnot, and of course I was trapped at work, and so that happens. There's a lot of military members out there that are either married to military members or are married to the civilians in the area that do the response, whether it be medical, EMTs, police officers, firemen, fire people, whatever that are out there. So, they deal with that in their household, and they have to have their plans together because they might have kids, they might have animals, all that. And that's what kind of falls into that huge support group. And I know you're supposed to have a family plan, with the military on record type things, but that's why all that exists in case those type of situations occur. And then once again, it's just a testament to our airmen and our soldiers here in the South Carolina National Guard of how dedicated they are to the job and how professional they are, and the type of training and stuff that we receive to make us capable of meeting the demands for the state of South Carolina whenever they need us. And that's why we do it. That's why you do guard over active duty or over reserve, is because of being able to take care of the communities that you're a part of. This is where we live. And the TAG and the other generals and our leaderships talked about it before. You have these soldiers and airmen come in during these natural disasters. They're out there helping wherever they're supposed to be helping, however they've been directed to. But at the same time, their households are getting affected by that very exact storm. It could be weeks, or in some cases, some of our folks have been, orders months around storms before they get, a full opportunity to go home and assess. Obviously leadership makes available where they can, give them a couple day break to go back and check stuff and, return to duty, but they don't get to kind of set in on stuff. I had an incident during the big floods, 2015 time frame. We lost, part of the shingling on our roof, and I was fairly busy there for, about 3.5 weeks around that, that time frame. So it wasn't something I could call on immediately. My wife was obviously working the hospital and of course youngin' and stuff like that. But we pressed on. We did what we had to do for the state first, and then after that went back and, I fixed my stuff. It wasn't no big deal. Everything worked out all right. We had a day or two break, kind of in there just to kind of go back and check stuff. And there was some time to go back and forth to the house and stuff and make sure everything was running all right. But that's just, it's kind of the way it flows here. And that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of a long breath right there.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you were going to keep going.
No, I did stop. That was kind of a long breath. A little bit of accolades, like I said, pat on the back for the soldiers and airmen here.
I mean, it's awesome to have family that supports you, because I've seen service members who have families who are super supportive, and it changes your mood. It changes your morale. It allows you to be able to do your job and not have to worry about what's going on at home or whatever the situation is. And then I've had people who their spouses or parents don't want them to be in, and it makes it hard because it's like you're trying to do something that you want to do, you have a passion for it, and you want people to be supportive. And sometimes people aren't going to be supportive of your decisions, and you just have to, just move forward and try to grow from it and learn from it. But it does make it so much easier whenever you have the support of your loved ones. But not only that, I haven't been activated as public affairs yet. It's always when I was an MP. And to have the community come and middle of the night, you're out in the middle of an intersection just there for security purposes, and they're bringing you food. And I'm not talking they go down to McDonald's and get, they're cooking you food and they're bringing it to you. And it just blows your mind that they actually care and that they do support us in what we do and they appreciate what we do. So it's always good to have that reassurance whenever stuff like that happens.
Yeah, I've said it before. South Carolina is an outstanding state when it comes to support of military people. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and say best in the nation. There you go. Threw down the gauntlet. Bring it on. Prove me wrong. That, and then another thing you mentioned, how for some of the new soldiers and stuff, and even maybe some of the old soldiers, airmen out there or whatever, your family might not initially understand your choice to join, or there might be some conflict or friction over, being in the military. Luckily, the South Carolina National Guard has I guess, thought ahead enough to create, and we've talked about, and we've had people in here from it, is the service member family care section. Mm-hmm. Because with this, there's obviously financial strain. There could be, marital issues or mental stress issues and things like that. But they've put that service member family care section together to kind of give you that one-stop shopping where, if you are in a situation where you do have some friction or strife or discomfort in your family, your friends, or whatever, or just need guidance in general, that's a good place to go and start. Because you might not get the right person when you first get there, mm-hmm. but that person will know who to send you to, mm-hmm. And you can utilize all that. I mean, it's there for you. That's why they built it, was for us to use it. So you might as well go use it. And, we've had their people in, Mr. Hammond and Ivy and Louise Mustard and all those folks over there that do a lot of hard work. The family program sections to involve, kids and stuff, and the mm-hmm. camps, the education. I mean, it's all there. And it's worth, like I said, no matter what your situation is, it's always worth, going to find out. And they're there to help. And so you should be utilizing them the best you can. So with a lot of talk about family.
Yeah, I'm excited for our guest today.
Yeah, I know you are.
It just shows how much that she supports you and cares about you.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, yeah, we finagled my wife to come in today to be special guest as promised. The dog made a trip with her. So for those watching on YouTube, y'all will actually be able to see the new puppy that was the compromise in our house.
He is so cute.
For y'all listening on iTunes and whatever other platforms that are out there, go check it out on YouTube, and you can see what the puppy looks like and stuff. And I'm looking so forward to this conversation so much. So I'm so excited.
It'll be good.
Oh, we'll see. So y'all check it out coming up next year. All right, as promised.
That's super loud.
Well, obviously, she's here now, right? So
obviously, we're all yelling at each other.
No reason to throw the introduction. That voice that just cracked in like thunder was my wife.
You're welcome.
So she, as promised, her and Thor, our new puppy, are here on the podcast with us today. For people on iTunes, you won't be able to notice the puppy. Of course, the puppy's behind the table with us right now. But for those watching on YouTube here shortly, you'll get a glimpse of the
That's just an incentive for those listening on iTunes to go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you're on iTunes, you want to see the dog, and here in just a minute, we're going to lift him up, put him on the table so you can check him out and see what he was, the great compromise that was lost in the household.
Yeah. How can you lose a compromise? This was a contract. There's negotiations.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
There were negotiations. There's a contract. There's a family contract.
I didn't want to do the dog to start with.
But you're smiling, so which means deep down inside, you really, really wanted the dog. And you like him.
I mean, I like him, but I didn't really want to do another dog. I was kind of at the point where I was okay reducing the number of animals in our household. I mean, we had the cat.
That's me feeding the dog a treat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the cat wouldn't come today.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, that would have been funny.
the cat would have came today. Like,
Yeah, she just doesn't like the vehicles.
she doesn't like the vehicles. So, but yeah, so as promised, I talked my wife into coming in to do the podcast and the dog. And here, we'll go ahead and pick the dog up. So, because we might have to send him offset here in just a second. Look, there he is.
Simba.
Wow. So look, now he's going to get on my table. Awesome.
He's so cute.
So yeah, that's Thor. He's been a good dog so far. I mean, he's still a puppy. He's learning. I don't think he likes Sergeant Andrews, or there's something about Sergeant Andrews. It's just, he's not digging on. He sees Sergeant Andrews. He wants to bark. He's going to walk over here and turn everything off. Here, come on.
Say
Yeah,
hi.
lick the mic. Let's go. Step on that. There we go. He's got my cord. All right. So
I wish they would just stay that small forever. They're so cute whenever they're little.
yeah, you got dogs too. How many dogs you got?
I got 2 and then my mom, so I guess 3 in a sense, since they all stay together.
I really just heard that your mom was a dog.
No, my mom's dog.
Your mom's dog. Your mom's dog. Okay.
They're a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's for sure.
And Little's learning that. Oh yeah, he's learning that this time.
He didn't have as much responsibility the first time around.
No, because I mean, him and the
They were both 6 months old.
yeah, they were both the same age.
Oh, so
So,
They
see,
grew,
look at that.
they grew up together, but this one's working him out.
that's right.
He's like
He's contemplating life choices now.
Life choices.
He comes in there and goes, "So is it time for the dog to go to bed yet?" No. He's like,
See, my mom's dog tells you when it's time to go to bed.
this one's still learning, but Little's like, "Oh my God, is it time for him to go to bed?" Because Little wants him to go to bed so he can get like a few minutes to relax before he goes
Has
to
the
bed.
bed.
Such an adult moment in his life, like
That's funny.
when naps and sleep and getting a break away from responsibility becomes like a priority. Like, yeah, you're becoming an adult. So
Well, and he's like the Energizer Bunny because he'll play for like 10, 15 minutes. Then he'll lay down for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes and he's up at it again. Like he's just constantly go, go, go.
yeah, he keeps Little moving and stuff. And
It's good for us. Keeps us young and active.
Yeah.
I don't want to be young and active anymore.
Well, then stop complaining about getting old.
I don't complain about getting old.
That's a
I
lie.
complain.
See, look at if I wish the camera was facing Andrews right now.
I complain about everything breaking as I get old.
That's a witness moment
The,
right there.
the old part doesn't bother me. Will you please not eat my uniform? Thank you. But anyway,
Obviously, he's teething still.
yeah. So, but yeah, this is our dog. This is a new addition to the house, and
He can be the studio mascot.
he can be a studio mascot. What is it with you and my uniforms? Dog loves my uniforms.
Doesn't
loves
the cat
billiards.
like your uniforms too?
Yeah.
No, she likes my duffel bags.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Duffel bags.
Yeah, she likes to use the duffel bags as an emergency bathroom from time to time. It's outstanding. You got to go pack clothes. And you're like, oh, who moved the litter box in here? But anyway, so yeah, enough about dog. We'll move on to my wife. Like I said, y'all have heard me talk about it. She's a nurse. Has been for 15 years. Right, I got it right this
Yeah,
time.
you
right?
got it right this time.
I got it right
Yeah,
this time.
take two.
Take two, 15 years.
Take 2, 15 years. Knows my profession.
Yeah, I know her profession. And that's how we met. We both worked in the medical field, and I've mentioned that before. I think it's about time for him to go take a doggy break.
A
There you
doggy
go.
break.
A doggy break. Let's see. We want to shove him over to Sergeant Andrews so we can finish this up. There you go. There you go. There goes Thor. He's going off set. It's time for him to head to his trailer, have his nap.
Exit stage right.
Look at that. Maybe he does like you, Andrews.
He does like him. He
Yeah.
only barks when he wants you.
No, you just go in there and hang out with him. It'll be fine. So
Maybe he'll take another nap.
okay, yeah. So maybe it's nap
Maybe
time.
will.
So anyway, like I was saying, me and my wife have been together for the majority of my military career. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've been through storms and things like that.
Katrina.
Katrina,
Super fun.
Rita.
Yep.
That was early on in our relationship. That was busy. And me changing branches, going to schools. Haven't been bad though. She's been super supportive, for all intents and purposes. I mean,
Well, yeah, she's had to put up with you for 15 plus years.
Yeah, I feel like I've been very supportive. Like, I need an accommodation or something. Can I get an award for that?
Yes. She needs
I need
an award.
An award, yes.
Yeah. We can make that happen.
I need one. Let's make that happen. Like with like pomp and ceremony and stuff.
this is the first and last time both of y'all be on the show.
Well, it all started this morning when you did not Jeep wave
Oh,
Lord.
yes.
somebody while driving my Jeep.
Oh my God! Listen, all
I
right.
felt really bad. I'm gonna have to find this person and apologize for my husband not having Jeep manners.
So if you can't tell, my wife drives a Jeep. I don't drive a Jeep. I drive.
Occasionally.
I drive her Jeep from time to time. I drive a truck. Truck people don't wave at each other. Jeep people obviously wave at each other.
That's because the Jeep community is like, it's a community.
We all feel each other's pain.
Yeah.
Thirsty Thursday.
I get fussed at all the time. Obviously, we've caught it here that I get fussed at over this thing.
And he doesn't know how to drive it either. Like, he swerves on purpose because he can't do it in his giant truck.
I was going to say, are the tires too big for him or something?
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't know how to handle it.
Like parking? No. We went to Subway last night. Let's talk about Subway last night and your parking. And yeah, how many times we had to go to
It was in the space.
You were in between the lines, whether it was straight or not. That's a different story.
two different
You don't
parking
understand
places.
how much criticism you can get about parking when you don't park exactly the way she wants you to park.
Yeah, but you drive a freaking
I drive
you drive a big truck and you park that thing fine. So you can't park a little Jeep that's
And
half
then he
the
goes,
size.
don't hit the $high car next to you when you get out.
She's like, just move over. Oh my God! All right, whatever.
So
Moved
we
over.
moved to a different parking place.
That's funny. Mm-hmm. Compromise, right? Compromise.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's right.
So anyway,
Yeah, moving on to a different topic.
moving back to the subject. So yeah, I mean, like I said, she's been through all this stuff with me, and then a few years ago that dynamic changed again for her because our two oldest sons both joined the South Carolina National Guard, and I've mentioned that before. One of them does mechanic stuff, technically heating and air, and the other one is IT, and so she became a mother of a soldier, not just a wife of a soldier, and
Mother of two soldiers.
mother of two soldiers. Yeah. And so, yeah, we're a whole military household. And she has to deal with that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. And the rule is, can you just please take your boots off before you walk through the house? Can you put your boots up? Pick your boots up. Why are your boots on my floor? One time, one of the kids was like, well, hey, I'll go put my boots up. Where did they land? On the kitchen table. That'd be Austin.
Yeah.
Instead of taking them upstairs, he put them on the kitchen table.
In all fairness, though, there was a pair of boots in the house. They weren't military boots. Belonged to the oldest boy. She just took them not pawn them. She took
donated
them. I mean, they're brand
Because he
new.
kept leaving him around.
They're brand new.
It was an accident. I don't know how I got a hold of them. I mean, they were nice, too.
Yeah.
they were like
Straight
brand
up donated them.
But anyway, so you deal with some interesting things as both a wife and a mother of military members, and you want to talk about that a little bit, like the
What about how I get one kid back from a deployment and send another one?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
We're rotating them.
You just rotate them out.
Yeah.
Super stressful.
No.
Now the oldest one's on a deployment.
But you understand. You're,
You've been through it, and
well, not only that, her whole family.
My whole family is military.
Yeah.
okay.
Like my grandmother had all three of her sons enlisted during Vietnam. Back in the day where you had to write letters and stuff, there was no instant messenger, text message, Facebook Messenger. Your units didn't send out information to update the families. You had to wait for the postman to bring a letter.
Yeah. When she's talking about that was her dad and her uncles.
Yeah.
That were in during the Vietnam time frame. So I mean, she's not unfamiliar with military and having family in the military and how all that stuff goes. It just goes to show, I guess, how supportive our spouses are in the rear, I guess, for lack of better terms. But it becomes, I guess, she could send me overseas, and she'd be like, I'm a little worried about him, but not really.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Her kids, obviously that's a different situation. And of course, the oldest one, not only is he currently deployed, but we have the grand youngin, his daughter, back here, and so he has that added stress and things like that. But I think all this boiled down to is testament. That was not the right word.
Not a testament. We're going to do a witness.
Testament to, the soldiers, airmen, any military member really, and their families in service that we can do this. Military prepares you the best they can for every situation. We try to minimize risk and stuff like that, but then things still do happen and occur. And you're talking about a mother, and she relatively likes her kids.
Like, I'm not even speechless over here. I have so many things I want to say about that, but
yeah.
I'm sure you'll edit it out.
Yeah, but they, they go and do this, and we support them. We obviously. She talks to them more than I do when they've been overseas, and but she stays in communication with them. We send care packages and whatever else, FaceTime. And we've talked about that before about the and she made mention of it too about the new technologies and stuff out there. The deployments are a little bit different than they were, Vietnam era, and even more recent than that, where we didn't have the technology. And I think it does help and we've talked about another podcast where the technology helps the soldiers and airmen and any military member while overseas, being able to see the face of your family and your kids and things like that. And I mean, it's not the same, but it is a little bit of relief, Yeah,
definitely.
Especially during the holidays, Christmas, videoing. Makes the holidays a little easier for everybody.
So the last 2 years, you hadn't had both kids home at the same time for Christmas, have you?
You're just realizing that.
No, I don't really track them.
Way to go, specialist.
Thank you. Anytime.
Way to go.
Anytime. So yeah, but once again, that's the thing. I mean, that's what we do, and it's just as much as the member, the military member, as it is the family member. Mm-hmm. That's there still at home supporting them. I mean, she stays in a high level support of our youngins, no matter what. So, and they've done well in the Guard. I think so for the most part. And I think it's, they've grown up a lot. I think they've learned a new level of responsibility and things like that. Yeah.
And I was reflecting on how have you grown up with the Guard and the military and your level of responsibility.
I have no responsibility.
Somehow I feel like I'm not going to be invited back to this podcast.
I have no level of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. I do nothing. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I mean, that's what the military family is about. Is the family.
Someone keeping the calendar for when everybody's home is who's got drill weekend.
Yeah.
Who's got AT? Where's everybody going?
That has to be tough because, I have 3 brothers, but I'm the only one in the military. So it took a while for my family to adjust to, when I can't come home for something or, which that was a big thing. What do you mean you can't come? Why can't you be there? Well, you got drill. Well, what? It took
just
them.
Call out.
Yeah, it took them so long to understand that. So to have David in the military for most of your marriage, and then now you have your 2 sons. It's okay, I have you're still concerned because you're a mother, but you have a better understanding of, okay, I know that they can't answer their phone all the time, or they're at drill, so they're probably busy and that kind of stuff. But for my family, it took them a while, and I think they're still adjusting to it. But definitely my deployment, that was a big shock and a big learning curve for us as a family. But yeah, as time goes on, you learn more and things get easier. So
she's still not okay with the phone thing. Out of everything you mentioned,
yeah.
not responding to text.
My mom is bad. When I moved into my first apartment, I literally was a mile away, and I would come over for dinner, and she would say, "Let me know when you make it home." And I go home, I would take Heinz out and I would get in the apartment and I would forget, like, and then
It's terrible.
And then she would blow up my phone. Why didn't you text me? Or she would be like, where are you at? And I'm like, Mom, I worked pretty much every day after school. It was rare where that I didn't. And I'm like, I'm at work. Oh, I'd heard sirens. I'm like, I'm on the other side of town. Like, why are you calling me?
Moms know.
Yeah, she doesn't do it as much now, but when I was younger, definitely when I started driving, started working, and moved out on my own, like, it was bad. So I definitely feel how your sons feel when it comes to that.
It's a mom thing.
She goes in full stalker mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll look at me and she go, they haven't responded to my text. Well, I'm sure they're doing something. No.
Oh, my mom has messaged my friends that are cops. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, seriously?
She doesn't have,
I need your mom's number.
I was going to say our kids don't have any friends that are cops, but if they did, then she would. Yeah. She starts, like, I'm at work and I'll get a text. Austin hadn't answered me. And what do you want me to do? Well,
she wants you to find him.
It's been 2 days. I still, once again, he doesn't live in the house anymore. I don't know what he's doing. Well, I'm going to stalk him down. Okay, all right, fine. I knew you were going to do that. Like, were you calling for permission?
In case I go to jail for being stalker mom.
Yeah, like, were you texting me? So I'd be like, yeah, babe, you need to go stalk that youngin' down. Like, you're looking for affirmation. No, you're killing me.
No, I get to leave him alone. He's fine.
Yeah,
He'll call you if he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's my response to stuff. If something happens, he'll call you. Yeah, she's like that. Bless her soul.
That's all right.
I can't
Let's
wait
talk
till
about
Litter
your
gets
mother.
older.
No.
So I've officially invited his mother to be on the podcast.
No, that won't. Listen, folks. Just a quick note here. That won't ever happen.
Why
She has
not? We
already
could
been
have like
invited.
a mother edition.
That is a great
For Mother's
idea.
Day.
Mother's Day. That's your topic. It has been stated.
You know what? I think I brought my dog and my wife in. I think it's your turn to bring a family member. I think.
Well, I'm
your
not
mom.
Mother's
married,
Day.
and
Your mom.
Mother's Day.
if I can get her to drive down here, maybe I will.
Oh my God! If you were carrying, you would go pick her up and drive her down here to make the show.
Well, she works too, so I mean, she would have to take a day off.
Well, she can always phone in.
We could try that.
We could video
We
her
haven't
in.
done that yet.
Yeah, we can find it. We could do it on a weekend. There's something.
We'll figure it out.
There's always ways. There's options.
We got a couple months. We
But,
can make it
I
happen.
feel like you can do it.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day today.
I know. It's sunny outside. It's like 25.
You weren't going to do anything.
I was going to do something very high tech.
Yeah.
You hear my dog barking in the
I hear your
background?
dog barking.
Yes. We were going to have nap time.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's already taken one today, so he needs his second.
But anyway.
He needs to grow.
He
sleep
does.
to grow.
Yeah. But
he's grown a lot since the last time I saw him, so next time he'll... Oh, and we still have to recreate that photo. Don't think you're getting out of that. We got to do that like soon before he's too big and you can't hold him.
Oh, he'll never be too big to hold.
yes, he will be.
He is a Velcro lap dog.
No, he's not.
He's only 18 pounds.
Now, he'll be big at some point in time.
He'll still sit in your lap. It's fine.
I'm sure he'll still want to, but
He'll
it's
figure
not
out a
gonna
way.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, once again, thanks for taking time out your day.
It's
so
some
rough.
tater tot casserole coming on tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Tater tot
That sounds
casserole will be
good.
happening.
I was going to close this out, but I'm going to go ahead and engage the tater tot casserole comment.
So awesome. For those of y'all who don't know what tater tot casserole
Don't
is,
eat it.
Google it.
No.
Yes.
I don't know what happened.
You can crock pot it. You can cook in oven.
So here's
you
a
can
little-
probably even Instapot it. Stop talking. I love my tater tot casserole. He's trying to talk over the tater tot casserole.
So here's a little something about my wife. Given the opportunity, she will eat the same meal every day.
Every day.
Like
Dinner,
cereal,
lunch,
whatever.
breakfast,
She
lunch.
Oh,
doesn't
I've done
care.
that with spaghetti. That's my favorite. I could eat spaghetti for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So I might have mentioned early on in our relationship, we basically saw each other 24/7, and that's not an exaggeration. That's
24/7.
24/7. We worked in the same unit. We worked the same shift. We lived together. Whatever. Like we went to work, worked all in the same unit together. Saw each other all night. Went home, went to bed, woke up, had same days off, whatever. We had a tater tot casserole roll in there. First of all, I didn't know tater tots came in bags that big. Okay. I thought tater tots were
Also-
one or two serving thing. I didn't know they came in 50-pound bags. But
Oh
they
my
do.
gosh.
Like the big bags, like from Sam's or Costco.
Yeah.
I'd be like, so
Warehouse
what are we having for dinner tonight? Oh, I'm making something.
That's right.
Okay, what do you make?
Also,
Tater tot casserole. No. 8 days in a row. 1 day too many.
You can make it with chicken. You can make it with turkey.
But she didn't
You
do
can
any of
make
that.
it with hamburger. No.
It was the same thing every time.
There will be no variety.
Oh my god.
It's the same
It
awesomeness.
was brutal. Cheap jokes now.
Awesome.
Like I see tater tots
and you cringe.
in the refrigerator, in the freezer, and I start shaking.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, why do we have tater tots? I was thinking about making. No, you weren't.
Wait till I go on like a mission or something and I'm not home.
Like, where do you want to go out to eat tonight? You name it, the place is yours. Let's go. It doesn't matter. You want to go somewhere fancy? We'll go to anything but tater tot. Tater. I can't get even the name.
Right.
Even I'm allergic to the name. My tongue started to swell and trying to say it. That's what happened there.
Well, that's because you need to eat it more.
Oh my
You
god,
need
that's
to get
terrible.
reacclimated to the tater tot casserole.
Anyway, so there you go. There's an insight into my life and how it really goes. But once again, thank you for coming by.
So I am extremely happy that I got to see Kim. Not only Kim, but I got to see Thor. He's so cute.
Oh yeah, he's adorable.
I wish he could have just stayed all day.
He's adorable.
He needs to be the office mascot. Just bring him every day.
No,
Why?
this
Bring
is my
us-
break time.
Coming to work is your break time.
Separation from household and work. Always and
Okay,
forever.
like once a month.
Once a month. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll see how it goes.
I should have had that added in the contract before y'all signed it.
Before we signed it, yeah. I mean, my wife's awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny how similar you two are, but somehow it just manages to work out.
She's brutal. I mean, you saw how she did me. You folks heard it.
Now you know how it feels whenever I come to work.
Whatever.
And you walk in the door and I'm
Whatever.
like, gotta take a breath before I have to endure everything that's about
Whatever.
to come out of your mouth.
I'm a peach to work for
Oh.
or with. Either way.
Okay.
But
No comment.
no, but I mean, obviously she is supportive of what I do and stuff. And so I appreciate that. I mean, we've stuck it out this long, 15 years-ish, whatever.
And not only that, like, I mean, I didn't realize she came from a military family.
Yeah.
She was in the Air Force Guard, or right? No.
No.
She wasn't in at all.
No, she wasn't in at all.
Okay. For some reason, I thought talking stories before that you guys were in the same unit or something, but you must have meant like your civilian.
Medical unit.
Okay.
Medical.
See, you got to differentiate for me because it just all blends
All right,
in.
so quick education. I know we refer to units as units in the military, but in the hospitals we say our unit, whether medical ICU or trauma, whatever. It's our unit that we work in. So yeah, that was the unit.
I was confused.
We worked in a neurotrauma unit together.
Yeah.
Out in Houston. So,
but it's kind of cool because like you guys got together and you have two stepsons, and then to see them grow up and be a part of their life for most of it, and then them
eight and 10 is when I came around.
Yeah,
they were 8 and 10. So,
and then to them to join as well, like I mean that's a lot.
Yeah,
and possibly little. I mean he has a long way to go, but
yeah.
I mean if he joins,
it's not fast enough for him to get out of the house. By my perception, he'll never leave if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my son out in Texas, he's definitely looking to join the military. I imagine he'll wind up in the Air Force. He likes to fly.
So he wants to be a pilot?
I believe
you
so.
did say that he was getting his license.
Yeah, he's working on getting his
That's kind of cool, though.
license. Yeah, he might actually have his flying license before he pilot's license before he gets
permit.
before he gets his driver's license.
I was gonna say. Does that like an automatic like, hey, I got my pilot's license. Do I need to even do driver's ed?
You figure they would just check that. I mean, there's no roads in the sky and no four-way stop, so I guess there is a reason to have a driver's license and a pilot's license.
That's funny. But it's still cool though. I mean, how many kids? He's what, 16, 15?
He's he'll be 17 in April, so
17,
he's 16 right now. So
to be 16 and working on your pilot's license, I mean, that's like some people don't start that till they're in their 20s.
Yeah,
like that's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that works out for him. I think he's supposed to find out. He took a test not too long ago. He's supposed to find out if he qualifies, I guess, for the
actual
test for the pilot license and all that stuff. And I think he has to do some more flight hours or whatever. I think he has to do it this summer, so I'm waiting to hear what's going on with that. But
that's exciting though. I'm kind of jealous, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, family's wild though. I mean, I guess everybody's family's wild to a certain extent, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe
everybody has those ones and twosies.
Yeah. So, We'll see how it goes. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm just waiting for the next thing to happen in my household. There's no telling.
Another dog.
No. Mm-mm.
I try to get you guys a bearded dragon, but you shut that down.
There's no more animals. I can't do it. I love animals. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I know. I love animals, but the stage I am in my life, not knowing what's going to happen and where I'm going to be, it's like
I'm tired.
I feel like I'm not settled yet.
I'm tired of raising stuff in my house. 4 youngins, 2 dogs, and you. And I mean,
oh my gosh, I was a blessing.
Oh Lord, that's what they call it. All right.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that they came and visited. They have to come back. The next time I see him, he's probably going to be ginormous.
Yeah, he's already outgrowing collars and stuff already. So
yeah, I wish they would stay that small and cute. Like they're just so cute when they're small and like they do like cute little things. And
see, I think I might be the only person that doesn't care for puppies on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, I'd much rather have
a dog,
the full grown dog. Puppies, I don't like the way
you just don't like the work.
No, I don't like the way puppies smell. Like they're not functional.
But they're so cute. Like when
they're not functional. They don't do anything. I mean, not that
do you have a heart?
Not that my full grown dog did anything other than be a floor mat. Before he passed away. Let's bring that sort of subject back up. But anyway, but they don't do anything. They don't follow commands. They don't do anything.
He sits.
Yeah, he sits.
That's pretty good. He's only 11 weeks old?
Yeah, he's 11 weeks old.
Yeah.
He sits, but I mean that.
And he like goes like this so I'm trying to get him to say
high
paw.
five.
Well, high five or paw, both same thing. My dogs do it, but
yeah, puppies. I don't have.
I feel like that's another topic to have.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
That might be that might be that might be a touchy subject.
Yeah, because I just.
Because never mind. Anyways, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, let's get out of the hole.
But so we're super close to 400 subscribers. We really wanted to hit it by the new year for 500, but I mean we're still growing.
Yeah,
we have some stuff coming up, so hopefully that'll help out with our views and subscribers and
not just the podcast, but new stuff, new content. We're gonna start trying some stuff here before too much longer. Redesign some logos and things like that and kind of freshen stuff up.
Yeah. And when you're watching and you think of something, make sure you leave us a comment. Let us know what topics and things that you want us to talk about. If you want to come on and be a guest, come on down. Sporty King messaged us and we had him on the podcast in a week or 2.
Yeah.
Depending on our schedule and all that. Yeah. So definitely hit us up because we want to get some traction on our YouTube and interact with more people and
if you're a soldier and airman and you listen to this and you know other soldiers and airmen and they're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, nudge them to do it. Not only obviously we're looking for subscribers, but but the other part of that is that there is just good solid information on here. Sometimes it's fluff and nothing hard, but we do have the recruiting and, like I said, Lisa Mustard and service member family care folks on here, and leadership comes on and lets you know what's going on, at that level. So there's actually a lot of information on the YouTube site, not only just part of the podcast, but other stuff we create because the tag uses us for messaging for, holiday seasons or safety stuff and things like that. So it's a good place, an easy place, and a non-mil place that you can get a lot of information about what is actually going on in the South Carolina National Guard. So pass it along to your soldiers and airmen so they have that kind of same opportunity. We're not, every piece of content that we create is not going to be for everybody, but there's a good chance that there is a piece of content on our YouTube channel that somebody can use. There's something for everybody. We're trying to expand that even more. So
exactly. So with that, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for what we have in store coming up.
Yeah, a lot of stuff this year. So.
Yep. Well, I'm Sergeant Chelsea Baker.
And I'm Specialist David Erskine.
And we'll catch you in the next episode.